Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome to another edition of Westbridge Hills. Alright, we got what's going on today. If you recall from the previous episode, we moved all the bales off this field, and we took them over to the cow facility, which is in the southern half there, just north of field number 20. And this field was left, and what I did was I cultivated this field already, as you can see, and now I have the seeder sitting right here on our case 160 CVX Puma, or Puma, depending on who you're talking to. Anyways, so I was just having a little bit of a debate with myself, deciding whether or not we should turn this field right here into grass or not. That's what I was thinking about, because we do have, if you recall, two fields. We got field 17, that one over there, and we also have field 16 right here. And because field 16 is rather close to our home, I don't know, home base, let's call it, or main farm, I was thinking about perhaps making this into grass, because we do have the possibility of doing that. So I was considering that, because I don't think there's any other fields that are grass already. I don't think so. Let's just, what is it? Here. I have to remember all the buttons still. Growth, no. Fruit types, no. There doesn't appear to be any that have grass on them already. So I was thinking about making this into a grass field right here so we can feed our cows with that. It looks like there are some areas around our farm we could potentially change into grass fields. This is the smallest field, I think, so this is why I think it might be the most beneficial to change maybe this one or field number 20. But that means we'd have to buy field number 20. I don't think we have nearly enough money. So, I'm not sure. I think what we'll do is because we can actually we need to make silage too for our cows. So if you look carefully at how our animals are doing, right now they're at 10% productivity because they have straw, and that's it. 10% productivity with just straw, interesting. So we need to give them some mixed rations is what we need to give them, basically. So maybe what we should do is, I don't have enough, let's actually sell a little bit of our stuff first, because I'm actually going to need some money to buy some other things anyways. Let's go and take a load of our wheat, whatever, I think it was wheat, can't remember now. But let's go take a load over and sell it, because we do need to do that. Actually, what we can do is if we can hire the worker on that guy over there to fertilize our field, because that's one of the new additions to this game. They actually made it so you could hire a worker to fertilize your fields, which is actually really cool, especially with the dry fertilizer sprayers right there. I don't know how it's going to work with I'm not sure how it's going to work with the other sprayers, like the actual the sprayers themselves, not the spreaders, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it makes a difference or not. There we go. Let's get underneath there. And we have, sweet. Okay, start. So that's what the graphic looks like. Pretty slick, actually. I have to admit, the particle system they employed in this particular game, it looks really cool. Like the unloading the grain in the trailers and unloading the grain out of the combines, all that is really cool. Excellent. So we have 32,000 liters of wheat. Let's go take a quick peek as to where the best place to sell wheat is. So we only have 510 liters, so we've got the diner, flour mill, diner, restaurant, train station. Alright, looks like we're going to the train station. Now where exactly is the train station? It is just over there. Alright, so because we have a full load of grain, one of the things I noticed is that someone said that you have to be careful taking turns now when you have a full load of grain like this, because you will run into problems. Oh my goodness, are we not going to be able to get up this field? Or this road? Ha! That's awesome. So I kind of feel like we need a more powerful tractor right now. We run into this situation more than once where we couldn't actually get up the hill. This scenario, we're actually carrying 32,000 liters of wheat, so that's probably part of the reason why it's having a hard time getting up the hill, but we're still doing it slowly. No, we need to go straight still. We're doing it slowly, so it's not terrible. Once we get onto the flat level land again, it'll be fine, but That's really cool. Also, if you look carefully, let's see if I can back out here. Look at the texture on the wheat. That looks really cool. They did a good job. That's actually what wheat looks like. So it's really good to see some good changes like that. I'm pleased, at least. I hope you guys are too. So finally got around to releasing the very first episode of Farm Sim 2015. It was released today, November 1st, 2014. So I guess if you haven't seen it, go and check it out, I guess. I don't know. By this time, you've probably already seen a few episodes, I imagine. So this will be episode 3 or 4, I don't know. Something along those lines. Alright, so we better slow down here, then take the turn. It's not too bad. I thought it was going to tip a lot more than that, but it doesn't appear to be tipping too much. Alright, so I think this is the train station over here. Somewhere. Let's go sell this. We got 32,000 liters of... Oh, okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Didn't like that. Back end just whipped right around, jeez. Alright, so we're going to sell some of this wheat and see where we end up. If we have enough money, we might buy another tractor. We'll just see how it goes here. Alright, so this is the train station, yes. Alright. So we have $8,000 right now. And let's back up. Going from 8,000, we're at 10,000 now. I don't think we're going to make enough money to buy another tractor, which is unfortunate. I don't think we even buy the mixer at this point either. We do have $17,000. We do have a mower already, which is good. Jet set farming, rise of harvester running out of taters. Huh. Don't know why I'm going this way. Can I... Yeah, I guess I can get back this way. Take the roundabout way, check it out. Hopefully it's not too slow because of our tractor, but gives us a chance to look around. I haven't, like I said before, I haven't played very much on Westbridge Hill, so it's good to have a look around every now and then and see what's around, so it does look really nice. I've been checking out LS 2015 and Mod Hoster for mods for 2015, and there actually have been some out already or been released, which really surprised me. I saw Auto Combine was out already, strangely enough, and I saw that the Time Acceleration mod and the HUD Hider mod was also out. So as you can see, the HUD Hider is already out. The weird thing is I actually don't find this HUD very invasive, because what happened is before with a PDA, it felt like it took up a lot of the screen, and what I find is because the map is like transparent. Or semi-transparent, it actually doesn't seem like it takes space away from your screen. It does, obviously, but it doesn't feel that way. At least for me, at least. So I thought that was kind of cool. Actually, need the map up. I thought that was kind of cool, actually, that they had that little thing. Oh, that's kind of an interesting little area. This was probably not necessarily the most effective way of getting back, but it's kind of cool to see what's what. But yeah, that's what I kind of feel like. Because it's boxy, and because it's boxy, it doesn't feel as invasive either. I don't know. I was watching Brad M73. I can never remember which number it is. Let's just say it's M73, and he made an interesting point that the mirrors aren't super helpful sometimes because they tend to point down on some vehicles, which is extremely true. Not all of the mirrors are super helpful, so. Just depends on where you actually are. One of the things I would really like to see is to have the game provide adjustable mirrors, so you can actually move them a little bit, so you can put it where you want to. Like now that they have mirrors in the game, it'd be nice to be able to adjust them to the way you want to have them, which I think would be a super nifty little addition. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think they'll do it because that will probably be really difficult, but. Well, I guess maybe not, because it was in 2013 actually, Farming Simulator 2013. So I don't think it's unreasonable to have adjustable mirrors. Like, admittedly, only a few mods had adjustable mirrors, so there we go. Only a few mods had adjustable mirrors, so that's probably part of the reason why. But all right, so we have $17,000. Let's take a look at what we have in the shop. Placeables? No, I don't care enough to buy the power washer. Alright, we cannot buy a tractor, but let's take a look anyways. We got $17,000. Even the cheapest tractor we can't buy, which is 37. Which is, actually, that's a fairly powerful tractor, a 90 horsepower tractor. Huh. What we really need is, this guy would be nice. That's $300,000. Even if we were to borrow some money at this point. Oops, that's not the right button. Here we go. If we were to borrow some money, we'd only be able to borrow $50,000 because I'm playing this on hard. They start you off with a $150,000 loan, so I can't really do much about it at this point in time. So that's a bit on the sad side. You know what? Let's give this a go. I'm curious. So I have fertilizer in here, so I think we'll forego the grass for now because we can't just give bales of grass to our cows. At least I don't think you can. So in light of that, there's no point in getting something until we can afford the mixer, which we can't afford yet. So, alright, so let's see how this works. Let's just line this up. And you can actually hire a worker now. So if you look in the top left-hand corner, it says you can hire a worker now. Alright, so let's just see how this goes. I got the forks on. Let's make the forks a bit safer because right now they're pointing directly up. There we go. Alright, let's see how this works out. So we have fertilizer in here. Can't change it. Nice. It's a good little graphic. I like it how it goes out in stages like that. That's pretty cool. There you go. So hired worker, there's no courseplay at all. There's no auto combine, but there you go. You can hire a worker to spread fertilizer, which is a really, really nice little feature, I have to admit. Particularly when that's something you'd normally have to do with courseplay or with, yeah, just courseplay, I guess, would be the only thing I could actually do it. So it's good to see that they included that addition. I was looking in, reading through TCGG Rob's comments the other day, and one comment that kind of stood out was the fact that someone said, can you use a hired worker for, oops, there we go. Can you use a hired worker to bale, basically, and that's one thing you can't do yet. Alright, what do we have? Wheat. Let's just check prices and just make a informed decision. So canola is still the most lucrative crop there is out there. The weird thing about this particular planter is, you look, so that's wheat, barley. You can plant canola, that's what that is. Canola is actually a yellow flower. That's grass. That's corn. So you can actually plant corn with this too, which is a bit interesting, and sugar beets, but not potatoes, which I don't understand. So I think we'll plant canola, sure. We have straw. We don't need any more straw at the moment, so let's go ahead and lower that. I need to turn it on. Ooh, interesting. Nice. Actually, one of the things that TCGG Rob actually pointed out was the seeder actually pulls to the one side a little bit. So like I'm having to keep it straight. Which is kind of funny, actually. I can't do it. I don't know, can I do it from in here? No, I don't see enough for that to work. But you can actually, it actually like moves your tractor around a little bit, so you have to pay attention to it. If you look closely, actually, oh, that's interesting. Oh my goodness, I'm doing a terrible job with this. I'm just gonna hire a worker for a second here, so I can take a look at that without paying attention. Oh, this has a power harrow on it. Does this let's go to the garage. I don't know if I actually needed to cultivate it at all. With sowing machine, you can sow fields. Oh, that doesn't really say what I want. Doesn't say what I really wanted to know about it. So it looks like you can, just the way it looks though, because see how there's like that power harrow on the front there? Let me close the HUD. So you can see like the, right in the front of the seeder, there's a little thing that spins around. It's kind of like a power harrow, so it seems like you don't have to cultivate before with this guy. And this is the Vitasem. It just looks that way. Can you see the little teeth down there? Alright, let's see if I can do a pass without. Alright, let's see if I can do this. If I keep my tire. Yeah, oops. Jeez. Let's see if I can actually keep it straight. I'm doing a pretty terrible job, admittedly, but yeah, that was one of the really cool features I noticed as well that TCGG Rob pointed out, was the fact that the tractor actually slides to the left and to the right a little bit, depending on how you're seating. which is really cool actually, because that's the way it is in real life. It's not just a straight thing. Of course, in real life, if you were planting a large area, you would probably be using GPS, and you would just be going in a straight line. It'll be interesting to see when the GPS mod actually comes out, to see how it plays with this new stuff, because with 2013, it was fairly easy to make things go the way you wanted it to, but I'm not sure how it's going to work out with this. I have seen quite a few mods that have been ported over already. Alright, slow her down, take it back out. Yeah, so there have been quite a few mods that have been ported over already. To be honest, I haven't downloaded that many mods yet, because I am uncertain as to whether they are good mods or not. I was talking with Chris7710 earlier today, and he said the map he's working on, Drayton Farm, should be released in the next few days, so maybe November 4th or 5th, something like that. That's what he was saying, at least. No guarantee. I happened to comment on one of his, oh my goodness, happened to comment on one of his videos, and that was one of the things he mentioned, was it might come out, should be out soon. So imagine a lot of people who don't like Westbridge Hills like I'm on here, or people who don't like Bjornholm, for example. I'll give them the option of playing something different. I'm just going to hire worker again here. Move this guy out of the way. How much do they actually use? Oh, interesting. So they don't use any fertilizer at all, which is interesting. So I guess it just costs you money to use it. I'm just going to do this last little strip. Might as well. It doesn't cost. I guess it's. I'm so used to having hard workers use fuel and seeds and whatnot, and that's the reason why I guess I was expecting that to cost money, or expecting to not see the seed there. But as you can see, it doesn't make a difference. So it is really strange to not have to worry about pH and all that stuff, because that's something that, after playing with the soil mod for such a long time, that was something I got really used to. There we go. Perfect. And you know what I can do is, I'm fertilizing this field right here, because I don't think this has been fertilized yet. So we own this field, which is a fairly large field. So let's start him off in this corner down here. And because the hard worker doesn't need anything, we'll just probably set him on his way, and then we'll lose money, but that's okay, as long as it costs us money. One thing I have noticed as well is that you don't seem to use a lot of fuel. Not nearly as much as you would think. Yeah, he doesn't use any fertilizer doing that. Cost you money though. Anyways, I'll take over in this again. Doing a terrible job. It's funny because it does pull off to the side a little bit. It's funny to try and keep it in a straight line, in comparison to what I've been used to in the past, where you just go straight and it doesn't make a difference. Whereas this, you really have, I really have to at least pay attention to how I'm driving, and because I am using a keyboard as opposed to a steering wheel, it would be kind of interesting. I guess with the steering wheel, it would be probably nicer now. Even more so now, because it does move to the left and move to the right. It would be really nice to have that ability just to make small corrections instead of having the wheel turn like crazy like that. So it would be really nice to see that. So, but maybe in the future, maybe I don't know, maybe for Christmas. Actually, Black Friday is coming up, so this is hard worker now, but you can see the difference. Look at that. So nice smooth turns. That's crazy. Just to show you the difference, like it's just boggles my mind. There we go. Let's get lost a little bit there. But it just boggles my mind how much of a difference that is in comparison to what it used to be. So far, I have been extremely pleased with all the changes they've made to the game. It's been really nice, really refreshing to see all the different, some of the small changes have been really nice for me, at least. Like having the tractor actually move to the left a little bit is pretty cool. It'd be interesting if they include something like a power hop too. Something I encountered just recently, actually. From what I understand, a power hop is when you have a lot of power and you're trying to put it to the ground and your tractor starts to bounce a little bit. That's what as far as I know, that's what it is. But I thought it was really interesting because I don't know, it's just something I never knew what the name was before. But it's pretty cool to see how that works out. Oh my goodness, definitely not good. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. Oh my goodness, this is too funny. But yeah, that's it'd be interesting to see if they incorporate that in some of the higher or bigger tractors in the end. There we go. So, interestingly enough, with the hired worker, he actually turns the oh, look at that! You can see them down there. So with a hired worker, he actually turns off, or whatever. The hired worker turns off the seeder itself, and so when you are when it lifts it up, it actually turns it off as well. But as you can see, when I turn around, I don't turn it off. I just lift it up, which I don't know if it's the right way to do it, but it's just the way I'm going to do it at least. So, all right, let's see how the other guy's doing over here. He's making pretty good progress. Holy cow! One of the really cool factors is, like, because this guy is spreading fertilizer, one of the really cool things you can see is you can see where he's actually driven from the dirt tracks, which is really cool actually, because then what you could what would happen is with tram lines and stuff like that, you'd be able to see where they've driven. It's kind of like that, I suppose, to a certain degree. But there you go. That is really nifty. Alright, I'll let him finish off this line here while I grab a sip of coffee. It's funny, I was reading the comments the other day from one of the previous videos, and Greg was saying, I think his last name is Thomas. Don't know why I can't remember his last name, but Greg was saying that he hates coffee and he loves the taste of tea. I don't know, it's not my thing. I don't mind tea. Oops. In recent years, I've come to like tea more, but I still prefer coffee by a long shot. Mind you, he's from the UK, so that's probably part of the reason why he prefers tea over coffee. I'm from North America. I guess it's part of the reason why I prefer coffee over tea. I don't know. That's my guess. The funny thing, this is a random thing I noticed. Look how dirty the windshield is. Like, it would be nice if you could, you know how in a car you can put your windshield wipers on and put a little bit of windshield washer fluid on and clean up your windshield. That would be a nice feature. I haven't seen what rain does. I'm assuming the windshield wipers work during the rain. No guarantee, mind you, because I really haven't seen that yet. But that would make sense. Whoops. That would make sense if they did do something like that. And also, why can't we have this display show us more than just that? Like, that doesn't show the speed. Like, our display, like, on the, I don't know, you can call that, the frame itself, like in the corner there, shows you how fast you're going. Oh, it doesn't even show that? Oh, that's interesting. I thought it showed you the RPMs of the tractor too, but it doesn't appear to. And apparently we're in neutral. Yeah, that doesn't change. That's funny. But this big little PDA, or this big screen right there, would be nice if they actually added some more stuff to that. That would be a pretty cool little feature. But it's interesting because this is on a hill. You can see how he's like sliding a little bit, and the way it's sliding is really interesting as well. Man, I can't get over how cool those particle effects are that they added. It looks fantastic now. Man, if I were seeing this in real life, I'd be doing the worst job ever. I'd be going over all over the place. Like, I'd be wasting seed because I'd be going over places I've already gone over. Which is why GPS is so important. Especially these days. Like, this is a small field, but once you get to extremely large fields, like, you know, talking like 100, 200 acres, the difference is rather extreme. So, well, it's the way it would work is the difference would be, you know, you save like 5%, but 5% over 1,000 acres is a lot. Put it that way, at least. There we go. I like how they have the. Can you guys hear that? But wow, look at the graphics on that. That's crazy. So I'm still playing on high, Does that actually work? Doesn't appear to be. But look how dirty that's gotten. That's crazy. So maybe I will have to wash the equipment now. Like everything just gets really, like that looks good. Like that's like probably what you would expect. But the tractor, it's not too bad. So the problem I have sometimes is that they get a little too excessive. Like, why is there dirt there? Like that doesn't make any sense there. Like, maybe it does. I don't know. I don't drive tractor often enough, perhaps. But yeah, I don't know. Hard to say for me. Alright, let's get this guy lined up again here. That's so cool. Also, look at that. They did a good job. This guy's done? Holy smokes. Thought that was going to take longer. Okay, let's do this last little pass for him here. Because apparently he's not going to do that last little thing. So that's one thing to take into consideration. They won't do the whole field. So with course play, you can set it up so it does the whole field and there will be overlap. But this, what it does, it appears to, because the width of the actual spreader itself was, I think it's like 15 meters or 20 meters or something. What's happening is, because this isn't a full pass at the end here, it's not recognizing that it needs to come down this little section too, so that's my guess at least. Also, look at the dials. Love that. I don't know if the fuel gauge actually works. It looks like it does, from what I can tell, but it's difficult. And you can see the speedometer's working down there as well. Alright. Perfect. Nice. Alright, let's take this back. Actually, where am I here? Let me show you what I did down at the other farm there. Just while we're down this area. I'll show you what we did. Yeah, this HUD doesn't seem that, like, it doesn't seem that invasive at all. Like, it's not, like, in your face. The old PDA from 2013 definitely felt that way, like it was in your face. Especially down the bottom left-hand corner there. It really felt like it was, you know, in your face the whole time. Whereas this map is a lot more subtle, which is nice. And the map's always there, which is something I always, you know, I always felt that the map, not necessarily this map, well, this map, it's not terrible, but there are definitely other maps out there where it's like every 5 minutes I have to look at the map just to see where I am. But this way you can always have it in a small form, or a large form if you want to. You can drive around like this too. It's possible, which is really cool that you can. But it does give you that, you know, gives you a sense of direction without, you know, being not overburdened, without taking over the screen too much. So, and does it actually zoom in? No, there's no zooming in at all. The old one would, you could zoom in and zoom out. I guess that's what this is supposed to be, which is interesting. Yeah, that hard worker. I probably should have done the fertilizing and let the hard worker do. I let the hard worker do the seeding because I'm not doing. I didn't do a very good job. Definitely was missing parts. Still don't like how you can't move these cars at all. Makes me a bit sad that you can't move them, but maybe it's for the best. I'm not sure. All right, so here we are at the dairy farm here. And as you can see, I stacked the bales there. As there's really nowhere to put them other than, I couldn't think of anywhere else better to put them than there, so I just put them there for the time being. Here is the slurry tank. They didn't really change the actual texture on the inside. They didn't change, but it looks like they changed the outside a little bit, as you can see. They increased the texture, or they I don't know, improved the textures around it, which is really nice. Let's see if we can actually walk up there. You can? Can you go up the ladder? No. What? That makes me a bit sad. I'm surprised you can't go up there on the ladder. That seems like something you should have been able to do. Well, you can walk halfway up at least. Anyways, let's go over here. I'm just kind of curious because we have the place where the manure is. So, as you can see, the straw texture itself hasn't changed that much in there. Would have liked to have seen a bit of a change there, but most of the stuff right now that I've heard, like from what I'm saying and from other people saying, have been like little like nitpickety stuff, I guess. Like they're not game breaking by a long shot. Like the cows, they don't look any different. But is that game changing? Game breaking? Heck no. Would it have been nice? Yeah. But they obviously focused their efforts elsewhere, in other places. What I actually wanted to come here and check out was to see what this looks like. So that's what the manure looks like. So it actually is a bit different than it was in the other game, 2013. The texture is a bit nicer, actually. Yeah, it looks a bit nicer. Sweet. Well, that's not sweet, but anyways. All right, folks, that'll be it for today. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from, let's get to the little flag there, Westbridge Hills. Got you guys later.